The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Bermuda's Feel Good Early Morning Show. Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza's and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert, and we want to thank you for waking up early this morning with us. Jackie, how are you feeling? It is TGIF. We have made it to Friday.
I feel good.
I thought she was going to go into like a rendition of some song, but she didn't. But as you can see, Jackie and I are ready to bring you some feel good vibes.
You feel like a room without a roof. That's not the words, is it?
It's not. And that's not even how this little segment situation goes. But since we're here, as y'all can see, Jackie and I are definitely ready to bring you some feel good vibes this morning. Make sure if you haven't already that you share this episode with your circle. Those of you on Facebook, make sure you write a post and share the link. If you're watching on YouTube, drop the link in your WhatsApp group chat, your favorite one. And to all of our peeps over there on Twitter, make sure you retweet it. Why, Jackie?
Because sharing is caring.
She got it that time, y'all. She got it that time. I did put her on the spot yesterday, but we got it together.
I was like, what do I always say? Oh, right.
She remembered. Our feel-good topic of the day is a Bermudian success story. We have Shannon Burchall of OnTrack Bermuda backstage, and we are going to be discussing what it has been like to take the initiative to fill a gap within the domestic sports leagues right here in Bermuda. And our feel-good vibe of the day is joke time with Jackie. So if you want to laugh, make sure you stick around for that. As I mentioned, it is TGIF. It is Friday. So we want to know, what plans do you have for the weekend? What is on your weekend watch list? Jackie and I were discussing backstage. She already kind of started watching the show. So Jackie, let us know what that show was and what were your initial thoughts of that show?
So I just last night, finished Squid Games. I wasn't going to watch it.
Before you even continue, it's actually Squid Game. Apparently Black are the only ones calling it Squid Game.
That's normal. But my thing is, it should be I guess. But I feel like it should be Squid Games because it was multiple games and multiple levels. Though the final game is the Squid Game, but like to get to there, you have to play all these other games.
I find it hilarious. It's like, yep, that's us. We do that.
Yeah, that's normal. I mean, what else is it we add the ass to?
Mines.
Gary Owens. His like is Owen. I'm like, oh, who knew? I always thought it was ass at the end. My bad. But I still say it. I'm like, oh man, my boys on TV. Nope. No. Or even, what was it? You did it with Wednesday Night Vibes.
Vibes. Yeah, I said it's vibes, right? No,
but it is vibes. Like multiple people are getting on stage, and you know, vibes.
Vibes. I felt like that was the accurate name, but definitely got corrected on air, and I was like, oh. So now it's Wednesday Night Vibe without an S because I feel like you gotta say that because now it's like you have to make a joke out of it.
Yeah. So Squid Game.
No S.
I'm still gonna do it. It just feels wrong without it. It feels grammatically wrong if you know the actual thing. So I watched that last night and I got to about episode, I think it's 8 episodes.
Okay.
And I got halfway through and I started to know exactly what the ending was going to be, but I had to watch it anyway. And it was a great show. Like, I'm excited for season 2. I'm just mad at some characters. I'm just like, ugh, I had hope for you, or I thought you were a better person than that. Like, wow. The people that I wanted to make it to the end didn't.
Didn't quite make it to the end?
They did and they didn't. I mean, I can't really explain it without
giving it away. I understand. You don't want to give spoilers.
And I can't even say the characters' names because it's not easy.
Oh, to pronounce it? So you're like, forget it.
Yeah. Like I feel like it's disrespectful to try and like I would fail embarrassingly. But so I finished watching that. I'm ready for season 2, and now I had started watching Midnight Mass. I think I mentioned that last week, but I stopped because it was too slow to get into. Like I wanted the horror to like jump right in, and right now it's just like, what is happening? But of course, the script writer, the producers of the same are the same from other shows that I previously watched. So the bar was high. So I was like those jumped right into it basically. So this one's not. Yeah, it's not quite there. But I'm gonna finish it because I'm not a quitter.
And as you shouldn't be. Let's say we have a comment. Carlton Flemings is saying he's also going to watch Squid Games. With an S.
See? An S.
The Dave Chappelle stand-up. So I actually saw some commentary on the Dave Chappelle stand-up. I think he was like asking for it to be taken down or something like that.
Is that the new Dave Chappelle one where he's talking about getting canceled?
I think so. I saw it like on social media really quickly, and then by the time I like tried to go back, and you know how Twitter is sometimes, like you know you see something and you're getting ready to click it, and then the timeline refreshes, and you're like, all right, no, I don't even know. Irritating. I don't know how long ago that was. I don't remember the tweet above it or the tweet below it, so I just forgot about it. But
the algorithm's not the same anymore. The algorithm reminds me of Instagram, where like I'll go and click something, and it'll be like a day ago, and I'm like, what? Why are you even here? I know, like, I'm not trying to like this old stuff. That's the past. It's not even relevant right now. It was funny, but it's not relevant. Like, and then I hate when it refreshes before you get a chance because you're like, oh, what's this? And go to click, and you click something else, and you're just like, am I delusional?
Yep, that's exactly what happened. So, but I will look into that a little bit more because I don't know if it's the new special or it was an old one. But I just saw like the headline where it said he was either trying to get it taken down, and then it was like a tweet that was saying if it does get taken down, it kind of proves his point. So I didn't really understand the context, and like you said, the algo did its thing, and then I missed it. But I can say that I did finish Blood and Water last weekend.
So crazy, right? How about, okay, so I kind of saw the ending happening. I kind of saw it, so I was just like, yo, they keep bringing up this person, because I don't know if anybody else watched it. They keep bringing up this person. This person's going to pop up and be like the worst of them all. And what happened? I'm sitting there like.
I was definitely shocked. I thought the dad had more involvement than the character that they ended up bringing in. For those of you that haven't watched it, spoiler alert, it was the mom. And I knew it was something to do with his parents. I just didn't realize it actually would turn, because I was not a fan of the dad this season. He was not my favorite guy. I was just like, he is the meanest person, because I thought he had more involvement in the situation. And then I was like,
I don't like how he treated his son. Like, you're telling us, most parents work their tails off to give their child a head start in life, and you put him back to your drawing board. Like, you took away all his creative, like, equipment.
I understood why the lesson he was trying to teach him. I just felt like it was a little harsh. I felt like maybe he should have made him work to get the equipment instead of just giving it to him per se. Like,
he's a teenage boy.
Yeah.
He's a teenage boy. He's a young teenage, like he's young. So sit him down and actually have a serious heart-to-heart conversation with him. Don't just rip everything away from him and then tell him to figure it out. You went through this. Like, sit him down and explain what you went through. Like, be a parent.
Well, I mean,
like
granted, he is a father, and I feel like without the support of the mom and them to kind of bounce the ideas off of each other, he's kind of just left to his own devices, and you can
doing the best he can.
that the dad obviously either had a similar type of upbringing, or his upbringing was such that, I had to work for mine, so you have to work for yours. And I feel like if maybe there was like this balance, but given after you realize who the mom is and the kind of her part in all of this, I was just like, you know what, this little boy wouldn't he probably would have got the same treatment from the other parents. So, but
Might have been worse.
definitely excited to see the next season. Kind of upset that I got through it so fast, because it's one of those seasons that is going to take it took forever for this one to come back because of the panorama. So now it's like, maybe it'll come back faster, but Insecure is coming back. So I am counting down.
And You comes back on the 15th.
What's You? I've never seen You.
What? Terry, you get to binge watch 2 seasons because the 3rd season comes out on the 15th. You have to go watch it. Like, you have to. You have no option. I don't know what you thought you was going to watch this weekend, but cancel it. You're watching You.
So You is on Netflix, though?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a Netflix special.
Okay, I'll definitely make an effort to check it out. And so, audience, if you have any recommendations, anything that you are watching this weekend, do make sure you let us know in the comments. We're going to take our first commercial break of the show. We're going to get ready to bring in our guest of the day. So make sure you do not go anywhere, because it's Friday and we have a Bermudian success story to share with you.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terry Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert. If you are just joining us, our feel-good topic of the day is Bermudian Success Story, Shannon Burchall of OnTrack Bermuda. Today, we are going to be discussing what it has been like for himself and his co-founder to take the initiative to fill a gap within the Bermuda Domestic Sports League. It's been years in the making if you are a fan of football and cricket and all the other sports on the island. So before we bring in today's guest, though, we need you to help us welcome Shannon to Good Day Bermuda. So make sure you drop a sports emoji. You can go ahead and stick to the regular sports that are our national sports, football and cricket, or you can find another sports emoji and drop that in the comments. Good morning, Shannon, and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you feeling, friend? You ready for us to pick your brain?
Sure.
All right. Well, let's jump right in. For those that don't know, what is OnTrack? Where did it all begin? And how did you come up with this idea?
So OnTrack's actually the brainchild of Roger. He came up with the idea, and he reached out to me because of my ability and talent to be able to build apps. We are good friends from playing national football together. Coming up in the youth program. So we knew each other quite well. And he also studied IT in school. So we both had this understanding of what we wanted to do with the idea and how we wanted to proceed. Originally, it was only supposed to be football that we were going to present in the app, but we took a deep dive and decided that this was something that Bermuda needed as a whole, not just football itself.
I love that, because so when this app kind of came to be is when I just started getting into like the club level and kind of starting to be on the field. And then it was one of those things where I was like, wait, how do I know where my team stands? Because I'm not like, I wasn't someone who understood the chart and understood the goal difference and all this good jazz. So I had no idea like how to see like if we were in a good standing or not. So can you talk a little bit more about the journey? Like, okay, you guys had this idea to create this app. How did you kind of start to plan out the app? Like, what were some of the things that you guys talked about? What were some of the technologies that you used to build the app?
Yeah, so originally the concept started from the not knowing, right? It's what's going on this weekend. everyone's sending WhatsApp messages around, or looking on Twitter or looking on Instagram for the schedule for the weekend, the upcoming schedule. So that's the real big reason for providing the app. So we do provide it via iPhone and Android, and also via our website as well. And what a lot of people don't realize is that this is 100% built in-house. Like, we didn't outsource this to anyone. This is our baby, pretty much. It took us probably a year and a half to get to a position to release it to the public. And we was a bit hesitant on it. Well, actually, I was a bit hesitant. For me, having really done most of the building, this was my first public project for the island to see. And if it wasn't for my friends seeing it up on the App Store and pushing it out on Twitter and Instagram, it'll probably be still sitting on my shelf.
Good old bully friends. Don't you just love them? Now, I don't know how true it is, but I saw a tweet saying that the local football season is supposed to start October 23rd. I'm not too sure. So with the season coming up, do you have anything in the works, updates or whatever to go with OnTrack and the apps in the upcoming seasons?
Not necessarily with football itself, because from running the first season to now, it pretty much runs itself. More so, we're looking to add in a few more sports. Hopefully, this opens up the avenue for the other sports to start up as well. So most people know that we have football and cricket that are our main two sports that have been operating on the app. But we do, in the latest updates, you will see tennis being added, basketball hopefully added soon, bowling. And we were looking to add in the Bermuda Triathlon as well, but that has been paused or cancelled. So we'll be looking to add in, update our ticketing platform for sure, which would hopefully get more clubs on board for the season.
Well, Terry's a club head.
They actually reach out to me.
Okay, cool. I was about to say, if she hasn't answered, shade answer.
So I will say, full disclosure, for at the club level, it is interesting when you come in and you don't have any kind of documentation or any handover. So you kind of are starting from scratch. And so as a techie, someone I was ready, I was yeah, let's do this. But it's not just my decision. It's one of those decisions where you have to get buy-in, and everyone has to understand how it's going to benefit us. And I think the panorama kind of helps with that, because it's we're trying to do contact tracing, we're trying to limit people's interactions with each other. And so doing online digital ecosystem works. So I think now I can kind of go back to membership and kind of say, okay, well, we have these Bermudians who built something that is on island that we can kind of get behind. Are you guys ready? So definitely remember that conversation. And I didn't dodge him and kind of was no, we're not answering. It was just I don't want to just be the only one that kind of goes with this, because then
Terry would be yes, and they'll be no. She'd be no.
No, but to be honest, that's the thing for all the clubs, right? You have a lot of young people that are in the club that are yes, we want this. This needs to go. But then you have a lot of the older people in the club that don't really see the benefit of it, or they don't see how technology should come with a price, I should say. And that's something that we've come across even dealing with some of the domestic leagues, some of the different sports, is the buy-in, right? People don't want to spend the money on something that they don't really know how it works. And I guess it's our job to try to educate them as best as we can. Because if you look at it, you pay for any platform on the internet. Any big platform you're going to pay for. So why would you go and spend all this money overseas when you have somebody on island that's face to face with you, that can meet up with you in person to go over these things and get exactly what you want presented to the public? That's how we look at it.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more.
Makes sense.
So I actually wanted to just ask real quickly, what's the timeline for the newer sports being added? Because you did mention tennis, you did mention bowling, and we have the triathlon kind of on pause. But like, do you have a timeline of when people can expect to see those sports? And like, what's the process to update the app? Is there like anything special for iOS versus Android? Is there dates that are going to be different for iOS versus Android?
No, we try to push everything out for the two platforms around the same time. So obviously there's different validation processes that each app goes through, but we push on them at the same time. So usually within a day or two of each other, they'll be available to the public. It usually takes us about 3 to 4 weeks to get a new sport on board. But what we try to do is, when we have a lot of downtime, is get these sports developed and sort of like preempt ourselves to being accepted by the sport to put it on the app. That allows us to be ahead of the game. So we haven't had our formal meeting with basketball yet, but they have reached out to us. But in the interim of us having the meeting with them, we've already built that side of the app. So once they say, yes, this is fine, ready to go, we can push an update to the app stores for the public.
Is there something that you can push through BTA? Because I know that Bermuda Tourism Authority is doing a Black Golf Summit. I might be messing it up. Week. Yeah, sorry. I think it's supposed to be in November coming up. Is that something that, like, because I didn't hear you mention golf?
No, so we haven't gotten to golf yet. So we had spoken to BTA back in February, March, because we wanted to get triathlon on board. And it made a lot of sense, especially with Flora in the Olympics over the summer, that we definitely wanted to get a push on it for the triathlon that was supposed to happen in October. But obviously that didn't materialize. So we will go back to the drawing board, hopefully with BTA, and see how we can proceed further with more sports. So we did reach out to them on a global scale, pretty much, but we haven't really touched any other sports because that was our main focus at the time.
That makes sense. I actually want to come back to the technology because I'm definitely someone. So when I saw that, first of all, this app was coming, and then I saw that you were developing, I was like, oh my gosh, there's like a real developer on island. Like, cause like, they're like they're like unicorns. Like, we're not.
No, Terri was super excited. She's just like, I can't wait to pick his brain. And I'm just like, go for it.
I geek out. So like, speaking of like the back end, so like, what languages did you have to learn or already know that helped you with building the app? Like, is it PHP? Is it JavaScript? Like, what is the technology that you guys are using? And like, if someone wants to develop their own app, what are some of the languages they should be looking to learn or beef up their skill set?
Yeah, so I'm like a Microsoft suite guy. So most of the development I do will be .NET, .NET Core, things like that. So when I was in university, the first language I learned was C, and Objective-C. So for me, anything I develop at the moment, because I'm comfortable with it, and it takes much less time for me to develop in Microsoft than it does for me to pick up a new language and try to develop an app that way. So I use Xamarin, which is a cross-platform application, which is open source, and it allows me to develop for both iOS and Android at the exact same time, which reduces the time it takes for me to develop two apps separately, right? And then what it does is I spend less time on the native functions of the app rather than having to do, like I said, two apps separately, which is going to take 3 times the amount of time probably.
I hope this makes sense to the audience because it's like whoosh.
But it's one of those things, because before we move on, Jack, it's one of those things where like STEM is getting a major push, and then Black people in STEM are like less than 10% in the US specifically. The Bermuda is probably even less because it's literally a handful of us. So it's like one of those things where, like, even if you don't understand what Shannon just said, if you have an interest in technology, just knowing some of the things that he just said and then going to do your own research will help you have an extra foot in the door. Like if you do want to do some software development, if you want to build your own app and you don't know where to get started, everything that Shannon just shared, everything that he just said, not only you can research it, but you can reach out to someone that you know looks like you and that was able to build something from scratch. Like this, he just said there wasn't anything else out there. He had to build this from the ground up, and he said it took over a year.
Which leads me to ask, because Terri, previous shows you explained how you got into tech, but like Shannon, how did you get into this?
So
did you have a high school teacher that was just like, hey, look?
Not really. So growing up, my dad was a telecommunications technician at one. I'm trying to remember the names. But
One.
It wasn't one. It was Cellular One, and then
M3 Wireless.
M3 Wireless. Yeah. So he was a telecommunications technician for them back in the day, and one of the top guys on the island for it. And from there, I don't know, I fell in love with technology itself, and cell phones for sure. I had my first cell phone in P2, and he had like boxes of phones in his house, and I would just go play with them, take them apart, try to put them together, and all different stuff. So actually, when I was in high school, high school and a little bit of college, I used to fix phones for people. Most people will remember that.
I remember, and I remember you guys.
Yeah, everybody used to come to me to get the phone screens replaced and stuff. So I actually had a studio in my house where I would order stuff from away to be able to fix people's phones. So that was my big way into tech. I actually wanted to be an actuary when I was younger, and it wasn't until I got to maybe later in high school that I realized that math and technology were synonymous. And I'm still a math guy. And in university, I was able to put the two together and being able to create algorithms to develop applications. And my final year project was a mobile app. So
I love that. I mean, I have it is definitely a similar story. And I definitely love that, the synergies between math and technology are there. And so it is, it's a viable option for anyone to get into. I think when I was kind of just not that much older than Shannon, but when I was like deciding between math and business, or like actuary specifically and business or technology, I was kind of pushed towards the math and business because tech was kind of not really looked at as a good industry to get into because of the whole outsourcing element and the potential automation that was going to come. Like, you're not going to have a job forever. Now look, like there's like begging people to join the industry. So I definitely can relate to that. Jacky, I wanted to ask a question around that shirt that you're wearing.
I know, I was about to say switching gears, which is one of our favorite phrases. So switching gears, this is last year's breast cancer awareness jersey. You have a new one, you have a new design, you have new socks. Tell us how we can get that, but also why breast cancer specifically?
So we wanted, part of what we are here for is to provide awareness as well. We don't just want to be the team out there that's pushing something and not providing any support for the island itself. We are very focused on making sure everybody's aware of everything that's going on, and especially anything that's close to sports. And then this year specifically is very important to me with the breast cancer and pushing forward, because my aunt passed away with breast cancer Christmas Day last year. So it hits home a lot. And previously I had a few family members that passed away with breast cancer. So breast cancer is not the only thing that we're going to be supporting going forward. There's going to be a lot of other initiatives that we will be focusing on and highlighting with our branding and apparel and stuff. So
I do want to obviously offer condolences to your family for your loss.
Thank
And
you.
I think what you just shared too about like having that connection between, having lost someone, but then also bringing the awareness. It kind of loved On Track from the beginning because I just knew the person that developed it. But then it's just knowing the story behind it. It just gives it more legs and it gives it more like it makes it more of a real thing for people. So if there's anyone
Yeah.
out there that wants to support the specific campaign that's going on right now, do make sure you connect with them after the episode. Drop in the comments if you have anyone that you may have lost, anyone that is dealing with breast cancer. Like, let us know. Drop a pink heart in the comments. You don't have to let us know the person's name, but just like we are in support of everything that these gentlemen are doing. And we want you to be a part of it as well. So just, wanted to offer that to everyone in the audience and Shannon specifically.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Air hugs.
No, seriously, it definitely makes it easier not easier because we all support regardless, but it definitely pushes you to, makes you more inclined to support when you know that the person has genuine intentions of making a positive impact on the island and community. There's enough people that are just coming to take, but to know that you are trying to spread the pot and spread awareness, that just makes it a little bit more heartfelt. Like now I'm already gonna buy more socks. Guys, I am like a fiend for these socks. I was telling Terri, because I don't know if Terri actually has a pair yet or she's tried them on. She has some, but she hasn't tried them on. I remember when I got my first pair of OnTrack socks. It was the lime green ones, and it was cool. And I was like, nah, it's cool. Let me put on my socks. And I put them on, and I was just like, these socks are wow. Like they're like they're kind of like compression socks, but the firm, they're squishy. So I stand on my feet all day teaching tennis. So one day I decided to not wear my ankle socks. I put on my OnTrack socks, and I was just like, so Dad, I'm buying you some socks. And I bought him a bunch, and that's all he wears. And whenever Shannon comes for his tennis lesson, he's just like, look, I got your socks on. He is geeked about these socks. And talking about these socks, you've had a spring collection. You just released a fall collection. I said selection, acting like I actually select. I just select all. But you have other things in the making. Like, tell us what's next for OnTrack.
Yeah. So let's reel it back just a little bit, and how we got to where we are today. So due to COVID, sports wasn't really happening last year, and we decided what's the way that we can still push our brand and not being able to present the app how we wanted to. And we pivoted and we said, look, let's try out some socks. Let's see how it goes. We brought in our first batch in probably July of last year, and they went, and we was like, okay, maybe this is something. We got some samples on before that, and we tested them out, and they was perfect for us. So it's like, okay, maybe this is something that we can do. So we started to keep bringing the socks. They kept selling. So push forward to this year, we decided let's try a seasonal push, because what we noticed here is a lot of people like the different colors that we provided, and the black and white, obviously they sell the quickest.
Mm-hmm.
But when we did that pastel drop for spring, everybody went crazy. Just off for a boomerang that had posted of the box of socks, right? And within 2 days, we were sold out. So we ordered more. So what we done for the folk selection was we made sure that we had enough pairs of socks that they weren't going to sell out in 2 days, and provide enough socks for the island. But with the amount of socks that we bring in, we didn't expect that for the pastel. So, but yeah, so we're looking to pretty much expand our apparel into a full line of sports apparel. So we have obviously the quarter zip now that I'm wearing. We have hats, we have the socks, we have shorts that just came in, and we are doing men's workout sets, and no one knows this yet, but we just got our female workout sets in yesterday. So I opened the box as soon as I walked in the door from the airport. But yeah, so that will be coming out very soon. Once we get some people in those, testing them out and stuff.
You're
But
welcome.
yeah, so we're just looking to push as much as we can, while also providing our app, because I got a lot of my friends that make a joke. Why is the app still running if we're doing so well with the apparel? I'm like, there's so much things going on in the background that people don't know. Although sports isn't happening, we're still having meetings with different entities. We're still developing new features in the app, and then our ticketing platform was very successful over the last year. But there's still a lot of people that don't even know what OnTrack is. You know,
Yeah.
but thanks to Eastern Counties Association for giving us the opportunity to provide the ticketing for the 3 county games this year, it pushes out to a wider fan base than we normally would. So we're making strides getting there.
So, because you didn't put out all your merchandise, you still have the workout towels.
Oh yeah, so we have workout
in 2
towels,
sizes.
and we definitely have
masks.
pink ones as well for Breast Cancer Month as well.
Love it.
But yeah, so we have different colored workout towels, small and large, and the large ones are meant for the workout benches. So they literally have like a hood that sits right on the bench and it doesn't move. So those are really good. We haven't really did a big push on those yet, but definitely looking to do so once we get the workout attire fully up and running. It would make more sense to people.
I would just like to say thank you for dropping that exclusive on Good Day Bermuda. And then too, Jacky and I nominate ourselves for the female workout tryout session. If you need us to give you feedback, we happily put our names in that hat when it shakes up, and whoever gets the long draw, I hope it's me. Because when you said that, I was like,
I'm definitely getting it. I mean,
yes.
I have to start working out, and I threw away all my workout gear. So I'm going to have to be like on track out.
And I run 3 times a week, so I feel like that's just gonna be a lot of people seeing someone in this OnTrack gear. It's like it's this partnership. I already see it coming. It's already gonna happen. Shannon, as we wrap up for this, that wanna support you, that want to purchase the merchandise, that maybe want to specifically look at working with you guys on upcoming things that you have going on, whether it's bringing awareness to something or just signing up for the digital ticketing system. Can you let them know how they can contact you and where they can find you online?
Yes, I'm gonna put it up now.
Perfect.
So you can go on shop.ontrackbda.com, which will have all of our merchandise that we release. If you follow us on Instagram and Twitter, we do put up like a pre graphic of what's coming out very soon. And the days that it will drop. Yeah, that's about it.
Perfect. Thank you once again, Shannon, for joining us this morning bright and early, and we trust that you have a good day.
Have a good nap.
Well.
Go back to sleep.
I will.
We'll talk again.
Appreciate it.
Most welcome, Shannon. Bye.
See you later.
So, audience, we hope that you enjoyed that conversation with Shannon. We're actually going to take a quick commercial break, so let us know in the comments what you thought of our convo with Shannon. We will be back with our Feel Good Vibe of the day, which is Joke Time with Jacky, and we also have a special addition to our Feel Good Vibe today, so you don't want to go anywhere.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda, supported by Peace House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jacky Lambert. As we wind down today's episode, make sure you let us know in the comments what you thought of our conversation with Shannon. If you haven't already and you're watching on Facebook, make sure you give us a reaction. To those of you on YouTube, make sure you like this episode, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on that notification so you know when we go live next. And to all of our cheeps over there on Twitter, make sure you run up those hearts and give us a retweet. Jackie, before you give us our feel good vibe of the day, or your thoughts on our conversation with Shannon today?
I loved it. It's my favorite app. Like when I need to go to football games, if I need to know what's happening, who's playing where, whatever, the first thing I do is go on OnTrack. I need some new socks. I hit that app. Like I actually have the app. It's front and center on it's the only thing that's organized. Like it's right there because, you know, sports, that's what I'm about. So to know that we've talked about having tennis, I know he's working with Gavin Manders because Gavin has a lot of tournaments. So that's exciting. That way I know when the tournament is, who's playing, all that stuff is great to have. And same for all the other sports. And to know that bowling's going to be on there. Most people don't know this, but I'm actually in my head really good at bowling, but I'm not physically the best because I follow through wrong. But to know that I can keep track of the scores, especially during times like this where you can't always be in person, but to know that you can be updated on what the score is, you know, in live time. That's awesome. I love that.
I absolutely agree. I have a comment from Monica Dunst. She says he's such a humble guy too. That's what makes the OnTrack success so nice to see. I couldn't agree more.
So
I
amazing.
remember when the app was like rolling out. I had an Android phone for my work phone, and then I had a personal iOS. And I think the iOS came out before the Android. And I remember I had hit him up on Twitter, and I was like, "Hey, Shannon, just checking to make sure I'm not looking for this wrong. I couldn't find it." And then he said like it would come the day after, and he mentioned it in the episode, like, you know, in the conversation that one is before the other, and so you might get the iOS version first, but then it'll come to the Play Store like the day after, which I thought was really cool. But Jackie,
I do wish. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say
I do wish. Go.
You can't make this stuff up, you. I just want to let you know you can't make this stuff up. You go, and then I'll go because I'm actually gonna wrap up. So you go.
Okay, I was saying that I wish she was still fixing phones because I keep looking at my phone. I'm like, girl, you are sad. But whatever.
It's fine. Maybe Shannon will. Maybe he'll just like, you know, because I mean, he's your friend. He'll help you out. He'll definitely help you out. We have this request from Karen Simmons for you, Jack. And so this is actually going to be a part of today's Feel Good Vibe, which is going to be a special edition. We did have a request for a birthday song, not only to Karen's sister, I believe her sister was Denise, but also her mom, Veronica. So Jackie, could you just give us a quick rendition of happy birthday to Miss Veronica and Miss Denise?
Sure. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Veronica and Denise. Happy birthday to you. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Save me cake.
Please, and thank you. We would at least like a picture of what the cake's going to look like.
At least a picture.
So instead of our joke time, we just decided to do that special Feel Good Vibe today. We do hope that we will see you next week for more Feel Good conversations. Do make sure if you're not already following us on social media that you find us on Instagram, Facebook, and right here on YouTube. We trust we will see you next week for more Feel Good conversations. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert. On to the next episode. Peace and have a good day, Bermuda.